You were tuned in to G. All right. Yo, bro.
Yo.
What's going on? We got the
When
VP.
you spoke to, you sound
Huh?
like you're in a rush when you messaged me, boy.
Nah. We straight. Hold on just a second for me, bro.
Yeah, go on. See how much people's gonna come into this one. Hopefully it's gonna be pretty lively.
My bad, bro. Can you hear me? How we sounding?
Yo, good.
All good. Let's do this intro right. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. We got a good one for you today. We got the VP of operations in the building. We got Shane. What's going on, bro?
It's all good. I can actually say I actually got the notification for this one, actually, for once.
Really? Oh man,
Yeah.
that's what's up. So,
But I don't know if
ahead.
that. Go on, continue.
No, what I was gonna let the people know is we're covering Derevyanchenko, Jamel Charlo, Jeison Rosario, Jamel Charlo, and we're gonna also cover if this is pay-per-view worthy. And
You also got a few other fights on the card. You got Luis Neri versus Almeida. He's on the card. And then you got, who else is on the card? Danny Roman and
yes.
Brandon Figueroa, he's on the card as well.
Yes. So I think it's a total of 7 fights listed on the card. We got Richard Alicea in the building. What's going on?
Hey fellas, being a while, had to turn into daddy teacher. Yeah, I know how it goes.
Yeah, man. All the parents, man, they teaching their kids at home, man. So that's how it goes right now.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, but Shane, I figured we ain't want to be on live for like 4 or 5 hours talking about all the cards.
Just split up.
Yeah. Where you want to start?
To me, I mean, if let me actually get focused for this because it was 1 second.
Okay.
In terms of where I want to start, I was literally distracted for the last couple of minutes. But in terms of where I want to start, I personally feel like there's no better place to start than the actual start itself, which is I think the first fight on the. I want to touch on before we even get on anything. I want to touch on the Danny Roman situation. Has he left Eddie Hearn or not?
To be honest with you, I researched it. I couldn't find any information like
Me neither.
certain. So that's an interesting situation for the people that's listening.
I mean, Eddie Hearn's done several interviews recently. Like nobody's asked him that, so like, don't know. It seems
of course, nobody asked them that because you wasn't interviewing them, or neither would I. So
exactly.
you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how that go. Yeah, I don't know if he's still with Eddie Hearn. If he is still with Eddie Hearn, I think this is a surprising move, and it's not because Eddie Hearn won't work with Al Heyman or whatever the case may be. It's just a simple fact that it kind of just doesn't make any sense. Like if he's going to send this guy over there, will be for like a big time fight. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, if he's going to send him over there, he's not going to send him over there to be on the undercard.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter how big the undercard is.
Absolutely.
I mean, he just had Danny Roman. His last 2 fights was on headlines. His last 2 fights was headlines. So
right. So if I had to guess, I would say he's not with Eddie Hearn just because the circumstances just doesn't make any sense.
None.
You know, Richard said best Charlo, bro. We'll get to that in a second. He said 100%.
But yeah, so I mean, he's not. He should be in it. He just come off a loss, so it will be a fight that, in my opinion, is a good fight for him to take. But in the same breath, it's just a fight. It's just a fight that he's probably gonna just try to. He's a good person to have on the card. He's a former unified champion. He's a good person to have on the card. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good look to have him on the card. It's just with the Eddie Hearn situation, it makes it interesting to guys like you and I. I haven't heard anybody talking about that particular situation on YouTube or anywhere else. You know, so that's an interesting question. I think we're gonna have to get to the bottom of that. We got Blunt in the building. We got Slurvin in the building. I don't know if Blunt is at work. Blunt, let me know your status. Are you at home? Are you at work? What's cooking? But yeah, Danny.
But yeah, so one of the other fights on the card is Figueroa. I mean, what do you think? How is Figueroa's name in America anyway as a fighter? Because he's been around for a while.
Yeah,
and
he don't have no name.
But he's been someone who's been like he's been in and around that prospect region for a while, you know, and I haven't seen him make a step up. So I'm surprised he doesn't really have much of a following.
Yeah, he's not his name not buzzing. His name not buzzing. His name has never been buzzing. And it is time for him to have a step up fight. And I think that's the problem. He hasn't had a step up fight. And I think the hardcore fans are looking for it. And his team, to be honest with you, they're kind of holding him back because you have to find out about your guy at some point. You have to find out about your guy at some point. So I think Brandon Figueroa is a good fighter. He's solid. I don't think he's.
And I assume you don't think Vasquez is a step up.
It's an interesting fight. I'm not going to say it's a step up. It's not a step up.
Okay, I got one for you because this is what I find very funny is because on this card itself, there's three. Like you got Luis Neri, you got and I don't want to bore people because I know they came to see the Charlos. It's just because we're covering the whole card. I thought
getting this out the way.
Get this out the way. So you got Brandon Figueroa, Luis Neri, and Danny Roman, and all three of them are super. Well, I know Luis Neri just moved up to super bantamweight, so now all three of them are super bantamweight. Do you see there's a chance of them fighting each other? I mean, Luis Neri
and Danny Roman.
Luis Neri and Danny Roman. I mean, Luis Neri was world champion at bantamweight, and Danny Roman was unified champion at super bantamweight. So that should be a fight that should be on the card, I assume. I don't know. With them all being on the same card.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense. That's the only thing that makes sense, unless they're setting up Luis Neri and Danny Roman main event down the line. But I'm almost sure Al Heyman's not going to allow them on a PBC undercard, especially a pay-per-view, if he don't have no future business set up with them. So if I had to guess, I would say probably so. But that's a good fight. That's a good fight.
I mean, Luis Neri's fighting for the vacant belt, but again, I don't want to keep just going off tangent because I know the topic's Charlo, but wasn't Ray Vargas the champion at bantamweight?
Yeah,
what happened to Ray? Did he move up?
Did Ray Vargas move up?
Did Ray Vargas move up?
But it was some funny stuff going on with the belts. and the sanctioning body.
Because Ray Vargas was champion for years. Like, he was champion for
Right.
years. Like,
Right.
he's made so much title defenses. As on my Instagram post, I spoke about it the other day.
Yeah.
And Lewis Norrie's now fighting for that strap. So I find that weird again. Is it a case because Danny Roman's fighting for the WBA belt? I think it's a
Right.
regular belt. I could
It's a
be
regular
wrong.
belt.
He's fighting for the WBA belt. So I'm assuming there's going to
Matter
be
of fact,
some
you know what?
form
It's
of
not a regular
unification.
belt. It's not a regular belt.
It's not a regular belt.
It didn't say it on BoxRec.
But Ahmed Aliyev
Usually
has the
it'll say
super
regular.
title. WBA, Ahmed Aliyev has the super WBA. Unless, again, we don't know what's been going on during
Yeah,
the
we don't know
pandemic
what's
at
going
Bantamweight.
on. But we hold on. We got some people in the building. We got some people in the building. We're going to have to get to the Charlos. BoxingFirst Vlog says he's at work. He also said the lower weights just not big here. That's true. In the States, it's not big. It should be though. It should be. But that's always been the case with the lower weight classes. It's kind of like the cruiserweight division. Like, it kind of gets, overshadowed. The GOAT got 6. Yo, what's good, G5? Your boy here. What's up? What's up? What's going on with you? Will Stokes in the building. He said, "What's good, people?" He said it's the interim, I think. I think it is too. It's just when I looked it up, when I was doing my research, it didn't say regular. So,
Okay,
but I'll take your word for it, though.
we'll just cap it off at that. Eventually, they're
Well,
probably gonna fight some unification at some point.
yeah, we'll cap it off at that. We'll do an undercard live, at another time.
Or even if you don't even do an undercard live, just follow Jeff on Instagram, and he's covering the fights live.
Yeah,
So
and I'm covering
we'll
the
talk.
fights live, so
We'll talk. We have so much time to talk about it. To
so
be
much
honest,
time to talk about that. But we're gonna get into the 2 main events. Jermell Charlo and Jeison Rosario, and Jamal Charlo and Sergiy Derevyanchenko.
what's
So
first? What fight is last? What's the last
I
fight?
got you. I got you. Hold on. I got you. This here is my lucky 50-cent piece. So heads is going to be Hold on. What you want heads to be? Charlo and Rosario, or
Heads. Heads can be Charlo and Rosario.
okay? Heads is Charlo and Rosario. We got
Show the people so the people can see.
heads. Charlo and Rosario.
Who is actually starting first on the night itself?
Now I think it's weird because actually Scott hit me up about that. My understanding is that Jermell and Rosario is going first, and Jamal and Sergiy Derevyanchenko is going last.
Why?
That's what I was told. I'm not sure. I know the last time they did that, they flipped the coin. That's why I flipped my coin.
I mean, the annoying thing about that is because me personally, I feel like the Rosario fight's just a more important fight, it being a unification.
Let's get to the comments real quick. BoxingFirst Vlog off topic. What you think about what Scott 70 dropped on us? Are you talking about the that semi heavyweight division vlog? If that's what you're talking about, we'll get to that at another time. I think that's what he's talking about.
I don't know.
Will Stokes said Big Charlo's first. BoxingFirst Vlog said Jamal Charlo fight is first. Okay.
So Jamal Charlo's first.
Jamal Charlo's first. But
And I think that's good anyway.
yeah, well, Jermell Charlo gonna be first tonight on this live because the 50-cent piece said so. So Jermell Charlo, Jeison Rosario, unification fight, 154 pounds. I think is a really, really good fight. VP Shane, I'm gonna let you kick it off, man. Let's start with Jermell Charlo. You know what? You just run the show. You go ahead and break down this fight for us, good brother.
So this is the problem this is how I see the fight going. And I see it pretty clear. Both Rosario and Charlo will be looking to land money shots at regular intervals in the fight. The problem that I have is that neither neither guy are very economical with their punches. So you got a Rosario he's got pop, he's got power, but he's not economical. He doesn't throw a lot. He doesn't have a good punch line percentage. And then you got Charlo, who doesn't mind throwing with you. But this is the problem. I think Charlo's biggest issue in this fight is he's actually gonna fight someone who's going to trade with him. When he fought Harrison, Harrison was someone who kind of was a bit wary of what he was throwing, so he kind of allowed Charlo to dictate the pace of the fight. Whereas I think Rosario's not going to allow him to do so. The only occasion I can think of when that actually, can you think of an occasion where Charlo was? I think one of the occasions was when he fought. Who was that guy he fought to win the belt? What was his name? He fought. Julian Jackson's son. Who was that again? What was his name?
John Jackson?
John Jackson. When he fought him, that's the only time I can consciously remember him fighting someone where they were dictating the pace of the fight. And he's not very good fighting under when he's not in control of the pace, because he looked poor in that fight again, but his power got him out of it. I just don't think his power will be enough to get him out of it in this fight. But with that being said, I don't think Rosario's got enough in his artillery to worry Jamel, because Jamel is a good fighter and he will win rounds. It's just Rosario, as I said, he doesn't land enough punches at a high enough percentage. Or power punches at a high enough percentage, should I say.
Okay, so obviously you think Jermell Charlo's gonna win the fight. Stoppage.
Yeah, I thought Jamel was gonna win anyway, regardless. It's just I'm just trying to create as much scenarios as possible.
Okay. What do you think the keys are for Jermell to win the fight?
Keys off for Jamel is simple. He has to try his best to keep offsetting Rosario, which basically means gotta get his respect early. At the moment you get his respect early, he goes into fight or flight. And at that point, you don't want Rosario comfortable. You don't want him getting his feet set. You don't want him able to land punches that are comfortable at a regular pattern. You want to keep offsetting him. That's a key. And another thing is, if you're gonna move, you don't really want to be moving and allowing Rosario to follow you out. Because if he follows you out, I think he's gonna land something big, and Charlo's gonna have to take a good shot. But if he's gonna move, he's got to keep moving side to side, left and right, and not so rudimental, not so predictable. With Rosario's keys are simple. He's got to go in there and make it as rough as possible. The only distance that's safe is all the way out or all the way in. And when you're all the way in, nobody's throwing. Nobody's throwing. You're not throwing. He's not throwing. Because to me, my biggest issue with Charlo is temperament. At some point, Charlo's gonna start overreaching. Charlo's gonna get desperate because he's just that fighter. He loads up on a lot of punches, and that's the way he fights. If he can frustrate Charlo, he can get Charlo walking into some big shots in the second half of that fight. So he's got to frustrate him early. That will be me if I because technically he's not good enough, athletically he's not good enough, and in terms of so he's got to try a whole different game plan.
Okay, let's get to the comments real quick. BoxingFirst Vlog says send me a link. Depending on how your Wi-Fi situation is at work, brother. Let me know how that's looking. Richard Alicea, whoever fights first loses. Just like last time they fought on the same card.
I don't think it'll be like that this time.
Funny.
I don't think it'll be like this time.
That's funny. That's funny. BoxingFirst Vlog said Rich stop hating. Richard said I thought Charlo cleaned it up last fight. He looked economical kinda. Which Charlo are you talking about, Richard? The last fight. You talking Jamel or Jamal? Yo, bro. I think Shane froze real quick. You back?
I'm back. Was it me? Was it me?
Yeah, that was you.
That's me. My bad.
Okay. You good, you good.
Shit.
Yeah,
What
Richard,
the fuck?
yeah, I don't know which Charlo you talking about. You said Charlo cleaned it up last night. He looked economical, kinda. I don't know if you're talking about Jamel or
I assume
Jamal.
he's. I think he's talking about in the Harrison fight.
I don't know because I think Jamal last fight was Brandon Adams. He could be talking about either one.
No, but we wasn't talking about Jamal.
Yeah, but who knows who Richard
We've
talking
been
about?
talking about
I know we were talking about
that. That's a
Jamal.
recent. That's a recent comment. I assume.
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
hoping.
yeah. Just Richard, just before we get to that, just clarify which Charlo you talking about with that statement.
He already did. He said in the comments. He said Jamel. He said Jamal. I just
He
saw. He
said
said
Jamel.
Jamel.
Jamel,
Yeah.
he was economical because he had to be. He had to be because Tony Harrison was winning a lot of rounds in that second fight because he was making Charlo fight on the back foot. Harrison actually did a good job, and actually, I can't listen. Let me explain this real quick. Just because a person is walking forward does not mean that they're walking the guy down. Like, let's
Facts.
get that clear. I hate when people say that. Like, if a guy is walking forward, that doesn't mean the other guy is being walked down. If you look at a guy like Andre Ward, he almost never walked anybody down. Like, he always circled the ring. So everybody he was in the ring with walked him down? No. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
sometimes
but I mean, I'm not gonna go into the Andre Ward thing, but I know exactly what you mean. Like I know exactly what you mean. I mean, but with that fight itself, I feel like Charlo was economical because in the first fight, even though he won, in my opinion, he won and he lost on the cards, he looked very ordinary. Like there was many times in that fight where Harrison made him look quite amateurish. You know, when he's just over swinging and missing, and a lot of the punches were falling so short, and Harrison was just kind of making him look quite amateurish, and that's why I felt like he was economical because he selected his punches. That style will kind of work in the Rosario fight. The only difference is in the Rosario fight, he has to worry about the single. Against Harrison, he didn't have to worry about the single. So if you're going to be economical against Rosario, you just keep in the back of your mind that there's a good single on its way at some point.
Yeah, and Rosario got a good jab, straight right hand too. He got a good jab,
Facts.
straight right hand, so that's definitely something for him to look out for. BoxingFirst Vlog, he has to win the foot position first, then be smart with punch selection. I don't think the foot position is that important in this fight because they two orthodox fighters. So if you
I
want to
think
say if you want to say angles, from Charlo's end, I think it's important for Charlo to give different angles because Rosario's not too fluid when it comes down to the feet. If Charlo
no.
can get if Charlo can give him some angles, he can give himself some openings for some shots. What you think
I
about
would say
that?
the biggest thing when you're talking about feet is understanding distance because as you said, Rosario throws a good straight right, jab straight right hand, and we know for a fact that Charlo's susceptible to getting countered on his way in because of how much he overreaches. If you're not in good range, you can walk into a good straight right hand. Facts. Anybody knows that he's boxed before. So to me, it's more about understanding range and distance because if I'm
Yeah,
throwing a good if I go and I try counter some, let's say Rosario throws a jab and then he steps out, and it doesn't have to be a big step out; it's just a subtle step out, normal
right,
step out. And
right.
Charlo anticipates that he's gonna step in, so he tries to counter with a hook or a body shot. If he misses that, which I've seen him do several times, he's there for that right hand on the way out. And the problem with that is you can't. If you're off balance, you're gonna get dropped even if you're not hurt, you're gonna get dropped because you're throwing the punch off balance. And majority of the time that happens when you're out of range because you're overreaching for that punch. And I would say it's more about distance than actual
Yeah,
footwork.
I think each fighter has the same question they have to answer during the fight. Both of them have to find out what range is best for them. Because going into
I
the
think
fight,
Rosario already knows what's best for him because Rosario's one. He's an ordinary fighter mentally. Like he rarely see variety in his game, so I think he already knows.
well, he may know, but the thing is, with both guys, they're gonna have to answer that question anyway because neither one of them guys know how they're gonna handle the other guy's power. So that's
Facts.
a question
That's
that
a
they're
good
gonna
point.
have to answer in fight. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good
Going
point. That's a
into
good
it,
point.
they probably both have an idea, but it's gonna take them the first 2 rounds for them to figure out what range is actually
That's
safest
that's
for them.
that's why I said the key point for Charlo is getting Rosario's respect early because Charlo has more strings to his bow than Rosario. So if he can get Rosario's respect early, he's basically won the fight because automatically in the back of Rosario's mind, where he thought was safe is no longer safe. You see my point? And
Right.
he doesn't really have much to call upon. Whereas if Charlo gets hurt early, he can go, you know what, I'm going to try a different style. I don't think Rosario has that in his arsenal.
Okay, Will Stokes, Banana really intrigues me. Is he the real deal, or was J Rock the one good performance he had in the bag? It's a really interesting one since Banana is so unproven at an elite level. Shane, can I take this one?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So, Will, it's funny that you said that because I just watched the Jeison Rosario J Rock fight earlier today. And it's funny because I was there. Like I was there at the fight. The vibe in the building compared to the vibe when I watch it on YouTube is completely different. Completely different. In the building, it felt like J Rock won one round, and that was round one. He got knocked out in the fifth, but let me break that fight down for you real quick, Will. J Rock won round one and round three. Round one, he was hitting Rosario with counter right hands over the top of the jab whenever he felt like it, and the jab was pumping. He looked good in the first round. Second round, Jeison Rosario opened the cut over J Rock's eye, and on top of that, he started landing some power shots, and I think he doubled them in terms of landed punches. The third round went to J Rock, very close though, swing round. That was a swing round. I could have easily gave it to Rosario, but I gave it to J Rock because I think he did. He landed a couple more shots than Rosario, and then Rosario turned up on him in the fourth round. So it was even going into the fifth. But this is the one thing that I wanna say. J Rock put a blueprint, an offensive blueprint out there for Jermell Charlo. The question is going to be, can Jermell Charlo actually do some of the things that J Rock was doing?
The issue with that though is, and I agree with you, but I disagree with you in the same breath, is because as much as I think Charlo's a much better fighter than J Rock, J Rock has a very good understanding of distance offensively. Offensively. Defensively, he's not so great, but offensively, he has a very. You rarely see J Rock fall short in his punches. Rarely. You rarely see him fall short.
And when he
So
falls short, he gets knocked down or knocked out.
exactly, but you rarely do you see it.
You rarely see it. You rarely
He
see
he and to me, that's the element. I might sound like a broken record, but that's something that That's one thing that I'm worried about for Charlo is that falling short. So whilst it is because you did make up a good point of how he was counting the right hands over the jab, but the problem is you counter that right hand and you miss over the jab, you can walk into a right hand yourself.
Well, this is the thing, and that's why I said with J Rock, he put a blueprint out there, but it's a unique blueprint because he was throwing the right hand over top of the jab of Rosario's jab in the first round, but he wasn't putting all his weight into it. It was kind of like a check right hand just to let him know, like, hey, listen, like you're gonna run into this if you keep throwing that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So he didn't put
Facts.
all his weight into it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And then J-Rock did a great job of judging distance. J-Rock got himself in trouble is because he tried to get cute. And I'm gonna tell you, listen, y'all only gonna get this on G5 Jeff TV. I'm letting y'all know this right now. This is what J-Rock did in a fight against Jeison Rosario that got him in trouble. When Jeison Rosario started throwing that jab, straight right hand, except for J-Rock continuing to do what he was doing, what he did is he tried to get cute and he tried to counter with an uppercut. And he was too far away. And he did it about 2-3 times in the he did it between the second and the fourth round. He did it about 2-3 times. He got caught with a flush right hand every single time. And he got buzzed every single time. And J-Rock got cute, and that's what got him in trouble outside of the cut. So Jeison Rosario has the ability to tag you if you make a major mistake.
Or if you fall short.
Or if you fall short. And that's a big problem for Jermell Charlo. And the thing is, Jermell Charlo is going to have to come up with his own method to beat Jeison Rosario, because I think the stuff that J-Rock does, I don't think Jermell can do, because just style-wise.
I mean, I just feel like his punch, his delivery mechanism, and we're gonna go to the comments. So even though I'm glad everyone's commenting, by the way, we're not forgetting. Even though he's throwing his punches and he throws them pretty good, and I actually like how he looks when he throws punches, especially when he lands them. His delivery system is very unorthodox. Like his feet don't move in synchronicity with his hands. So to me, someone like Charlo, you don't want to fight someone who's willing to hit you on your way out. If you like, when you're trying to leave the back door, you don't want to fight someone like that, because there's someone who's waiting for you to miss. They're waiting for you to miss. If you're fighting someone who's going to throw with you, Charlo looks fantastic. But if you're fighting someone who's waiting for you to miss and then throw, that's a problem, because he stays in the pocket just a little bit too long for me. All it takes is half a second or less than half a second, and you get caught. It could be the difference between getting knocked out. But I feel like he'll still have enough.
Yeah, I think the first 3 rounds is going to be very important, because whoever can land a money shot in the first 3 rounds, I think they have a serious chance to control the rest of the fight. Richard, I want them to both close early. I'm saying that conversation had to come up, like 2 brothers fighting who takes a bath first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had a conversation about that. But when they did it the last time, they literally just flipped the coin. They literally flipped the coin before the press conference. BoxingFirst Vlog, bro. I don't use Wi-Fi. I pay for my service.
That don't apply to you, bro. I see your signal sometimes, and it's way off.
Wi-Fi signal, all that, bro. I know you pay for your service. Let's see. Bro, said hit the like, folks. Appreciate that. Definitely hit the likes. Oh, man, 213 in the building. What's up with you, bro? What's up?
I ain't seen him in a while.
Yeah, we ain't seen you in a while, bro. Said just grind into the weekend, bro. I feel you. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Richard said Rosario isn't fast enough to counter, although Charlo does over extended times, but his head and eyes are up, and he is good at countering the counter. Can I get at that real quick?
Go ahead.
Let me get at that real quick. Richard, it's not a matter of whether Rosario's fast enough to counter.
I'm glad you said that, because I know exactly what direction you're going. I know exactly what direction.
Bro, you already know where I'm going with this. It's not a matter of whether he's fast enough to counter. It's a matter of, number one, is he in position to counter? Number two, is he close enough to counter?
Exactly.
Those are the main things. If he's
name the person who you're going. There's a brilliant example for that. When you talk, because he spoke about speed, there's one person I know you're gonna bring up when you're using that example.
In terms of being close enough.
Or in terms of the countering.
In terms of
and
the
not have.
actually, you know what? Bring up the name because I really didn't have no names in mind. Bring up your name.
When you said Rosario isn't fast enough, and you said that it's about being in the right position and being close enough, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia isn't fast,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's always
and
in the
he,
right range.
yeah, and
Always in the right range.
yeah, and Rosario was doing a lot of catching and shooting, as well in the J Rock fight. Oh, we got Stay Ready Boxing in the building. What's going on? Stay Ready. Stay Ready. Listen, Stay Ready doing some real good work, man. He doing some real good work on that channel, man. Big shout
Facts.
out to you,
I
bro.
mean, why don't you get him up? Why didn't you get him on the
I'm gonna
channel?
get him. I'm gonna get him on. I'm gonna definitely get him on. Maybe
sometime next week, maybe.
yeah, I'll get him on. Hey, Stay Ready. If you available next week, man, let's set something up.
This week's kind of full up.
This week kind of crazy. Next week though, let's do it. Stay Ready Boxing says, but one thing you got to look at with Rosario is that he don't have a second win. His gas tank small. That's a good point. That's a good point. But that goes into what we were talking about earlier. If Jermell Charlo can get respect early, then Jermell Charlo can push the pace. If he can push the pace, he can test that gas tank. But
it don't even matter because if he gets the respect early, he's pretty much gonna control the speed of the fight.
yeah, he's gonna control the speed of the fight. But the thing is, if Rosario crack him with some shit early, we've seen like when Charlo fought Tony Harrison in the second fight, he fought a lot of the middle rounds on the back foot. He fought a lot of the middle rounds on the back foot. And you could say it's because of strategy, or you could say it was Tony Harrison was, he was the taller guy, the rangier guy, and he was judging distance well in that fight too.
But I don't want to keep bringing up this example, but it's also the same with the Jackson fight when
yes,
Jermell fought Jackson. When he fought Jackson and he got caught early, and he was the one on the receiving end of the punches, it took him a while to actually start letting his hands go.
Yeah, Jermell was losing that fight too. He was losing that fight. He was definitely losing that fight. Stay Ready Boxing says Charlo has great stamina. Absolutely. He has some of the best stamina in the business. Stay Ready Boxing. Also, Charlo has gotten better with his punches. But his way of taking punishment in that last fight. Yeah, listen, Stay Ready. Jermell showed a lot of grit. He showed a lot of grit in that last fight because I had Jermell losing that Tony Harrison fight. It was close, but I had him
until he started to drink that. When he started to drink that Gatorade bottle, it was
I wasn't gonna bring that up, yo. It was water, man. It was water, man.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
I know your ass is gonna bring that up, yo. You was stupid. Vidian Simmons is in the building. He say, "Hey, what's good, y'all? God bless everyone in the chat." Vidian Simmons, man, is in here, man. He be in here. Okay. Stay Ready Boxing said he definitely down. So we'll set up something for next week. But Stay Ready Boxing is one of the few channels that I'm really tapped into.
Is he on Instagram? Do you speak to him on Instagram?
Yeah, he's on Instagram. I send him. I send him to you. But
it should be pretty easy then.
Yeah,
I mean, you could even pick the topic as well. To be honest.
Yeah, you can pick the topic as well, bro. You can pick the topic as well, man. And we get,
is he out there in the States?
He's from Texas. That's why I laugh.
Dope.
That's why I laugh. He know the Charlos.
Oh, dope. I'm pretty sure there's a bit of bias there as well.
Yeah, but I mean, bias or not bias, I'm
only joking.
Oh, right. And I'm pretty sure it is. Let me see. Remember the Jamonte Clark fight? I was going for Clark. Clark had him gas. So did Nate Gallimore. True.
When the Gallimore fight is the most alarming one for me, because in that fight, what you saw was some fighters when they get tired, their output goes straight down to nothing. But Rosario does the worst thing you want to do when your gas tank's low. He froze still. He still froze. which
Yo,
to me is one of the
that's
worst things to do.
that's one of the worst things to do when your gas tank is low inside of the ring. Like, you do the old school stuff, clinch, make the ref break you up. You actually walk to the side of the ref after the break.
Yeah.
That gets you a couple extra seconds. Like, you can still,
Start
if you
hitting
know what you're
low,
doing.
fight dirty,
Yeah,
spit
if
the
you know
gum
what you're
shield out,
doing.
do something.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can still a good 30 seconds of rest
Easily.
inside of a round
Easily.
easily.
I mean, some of the best fighters. I mean, one of the things that being a being in England, one of the persons I see do it the best is Chisora. Sometimes he swings himself off his feet just to go back on the
Right,
ground again.
right. I mean, even listen, worst case scenario, spit your mouthpiece out. God damn it.
Easy.
They gonna stop it and they gonna make you put the mouthpiece back in. Stay Ready Boxing, Tony was punishing him not gonna lie, and Jackson was beating him too. Yeah, facts. Facts. I had him losing both of
To,
them fights.
to go back to that point that Stay Ready Boxing brought up though, and one of the things, the reason why fighting tired is so bad is because not only are you not regaining stamina, but what goes first is not even your power or your speed, it's actually your defense. Because when you start fighting and you're tired, your chin starts to rise. Your chin never stays down because you're constantly gasping for air. Your chin's in the sky all the time. And that's
Yeah,
the problem.
that's a good point too, because when you gasp, it's hard to gasp for air with your chin down.
Exactly.
When you like this trying
Because
to
you're because but you know what you're doing, the reason why it's hard is because you're trapping your airways, because by you putting your neck down, your
yeah.
airways aren't getting so you put your chin up naturally. Anybody who's boxed before, they know for a fact, like when you're tired, you start to get your chin starts to rise, and the
It,
last thing you want to do is throw.
yeah, and the perfect example of that, if you was to run, like if you was to run 100-yard dash or something like that, if you notice when people get done running like sprinting a race, first thing they do, they put their hands on their thigh, and their heads forward like this with their neck out. Yeah,
Yeah, with their neck out,
and they're gasping for air.
or
So
their
yeah,
heads above their neck like this.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, we got my man Cruz Hitman Stewart in the building. Said G5, what it do? That's my guy right there, man. He gonna be next up at 160 pounds, man. 7-0, 6 knockouts.
Why doesn't he get on one of these lives as well?
He can get on. He can get on. We can talk to him. We can talk to him next week. That's my guy. I was just texting with him earlier today. So hey Cruz, let me know what your schedule like next week, man. Let's set something up. We can talk about the middleweight division. He's fighting between 160, 168. So
I mean, he'd be the best person to speak to because we haven't covered the middleweight division, to
we
be
haven't
honest.
covered the middleweight division. And the thing with Cruz Hitman Stewart, he's had over 400 amateur fights, and he was on the same amateur team with Deontay Wilder, Gary Russell, and Andrade and Saddam Ali and all of those guys. So Cruz Hitman Stewart is legit. Cruz, put your social media information down in the comment section so people can
Another
follow.
thing about that why it's so good is because if he's had 400 amateur fights, that means he's a student of the game. He knows the game.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Like, so Cruz, let's set some up for next week. Stay Ready Boxing, yes, it's a bias, but I'm a realist as well. Jamel has to push the pace early. I let me get at that real quick.
Go on.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Stay ready. Because Jamel has to find out what Rosario's bringing to the table early, so he knows how to approach the rest of the
Counteracting.
fight. Like, he can't be cautious and play it safe in the first 2-3 rounds. He has to go find out what Rosario's doing. Like, he has to get that data, but he has to be active while he's doing it. Like, he can't just be sitting back chilling. Because the longer you let Rosario in the fight and you don't know what he's gonna do, the worse off you're gonna be. The more difficult the fight is gonna be for you. So I agree with Stay Ready Boxing 100%. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. BoxingFirst Vlog, hit that like, family. Yes, indeed.
Hit the like. How much people are in the live? I don't even know. I can't even
13 right now.
How much likes do we have?
I can't see on here. I can't see it on my screen. I can't see it.
Blunt, tell me how much likes there are.
Yeah, Blunt, can you let us know how many likes it is? Cruise Hitman Stewart said facts hit low even. Hell.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, hit him with a
Hit
low
low.
blow. Yeah. You can get like Cruz can speak on that. Like there's plenty of ways to get a couple seconds of rest in a fight. Like, yeah, for
Exactly.
sure. Oh, Fritz in the building. What's up with you?
I ain't seen Fritz in a minute.
Said, yeah, Charlo win the fight. Which Charlo? Both Charlos? What we talking about, Fritz? Richard said, what would it take for both brothers to take the L?
I mean, if you put some money on that, you be laughing.
I guess he means from a strategy standpoint. If you had to,
I mean, we can break that down. If I'm Rosario's trainer, I think if I'm Rosario's trainer, this is what I'm telling him straight away. Early rounds, you want to hit him with something good. You want to hit him with something good, and you want to frustrate him. Force him to load up every time he's on the inside. Clinch, hold, tie up if you have to. On the outside, stay all the way out. Keep your jab pumping. Be as negative as possible, because at some point, Charlo's gonna start overreaching. At some point, Charlo's gonna start getting desperate. When he starts doing that, that's when it's your time to fight. When he gets desperate, backhand right hands all day. Backhand right hands all day. You know what I mean by backhand right hands?
Yeah. And as far as I'll take the other part of the question. As far as Derevyanchenko, what Derevyanchenko has to do is he has to get inside without paying a major, admission fee before he gets in there. That's number one. Number two, he needs to get his work done and get out. I don't want to see Derevyanchenko sitting in the pocket or sitting inside with Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo got too many tools for all that. And I think if he goes about it that way and he's active, I think he could rack up enough rounds because he's more active than Jamal.
Another thing you forgot to say though is them trading body shots with headshots. You need to avoid that as well, because
Absolutely.
I know he lacks the body shots, but your 3 body shots versus Charlo's 1 headshot, you're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose. So he's gonna have to be very selective with his body punches as well. Even if he throws 1 or 2, he needs to go into a defensive posture or smother.
Hitman will know because he's a former fighter as well, and you know because you've been following boxing. But one of the ways to do that is, if you're gonna go to the body, start up top. Start up top just to isolate his hands, and then go to the body.
Right. Throw head shots to set up the body shots. That's what the elite fighters do.
Because it puts your hand, it isolates your hands. It isolates your hands.
Yeah, but that's what the great fighters do. They throw the head shots to throw the body shots that they want. You know what I'm saying? Because you throw the head shots to get their hands up. Naturally, you're gonna put your hands up. But it's just very few fighters that actually do that. Cruz says if you're tired, your mouth is open and you'll get your jaw broke from opening the mouth. Absolutely. That's 100% facts. Let me see. BoxingFirst Vlog said big ups to the Hitman. No doubt about that. We definitely gonna have him on the show. We got to talk the middleweight division. Let me see.
He put his IG in there. He put his IG in there.
Instagram in there. It's Cruz Stewart Boxing on IG. Cruz Stewart Boxing on IG. Definitely give him a follow. BoxingFirst Vlog I think he has Jamel winning in the.
No, he said there's 9 likes.
Oh, he said it's 9 likes. Okay. Hey, that's cool with me. Davidian Simmons, Jamal Charlo has a great jab and quick feet, great reflexes. Hold on. Let's cap off Jamel and Rosario.
I was just about to say that.
So I think Jamel wins the fight. To be honest with you, I think I haven't put out my breakdown and prediction video. I'll do that tonight. But I think 10th round.
I was gonna say late stoppage as well.
Yeah, I think a late stoppage. for Jermell Charlo 10th
But
round.
I actually think it's gonna be a what's it called? It's gonna be a stop on his feet. I don't think he's gonna ice him.
No, I don't think he's gonna ice him neither. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna do similar to what he did to Tony Harrison and just kind of just go on a run.
I think he's gonna lose a lot of the early rounds, though.
I
I
think
think he's gonna.
Now, one more question before we go to Jamal Charlo and Derevyanchenko. Do you think it is smart for Jeison Rosario to throw with Jermell? You think that's smart for him to do?
No, I think it's smart.
Somebody asked me that today on Twitter.
The reason why I don't think it's smart because I feel like it's unnecessary. You get knockdowns. You don't, because even the shots that rough, like when I watch Charlo, even punches that almost eat that land but they don't land flush, they can still drop Charlo if they've thrown properly because he overshoots so much. Like he overshoots so much, but guys are so keen on throwing with him instead of following him out the back door. Just follow him out the back door.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think Rosario's skilled enough to follow him out the back door. To be perfectly honest with you,
that's why
I've never seen him. I've never seen him follow anybody out the back door.
That's why I said to you, Charlo's a beatable fighter, but Rosario's not the person to do it. But Charlo is a beatable fighter.
Let me get this out the way too, because I know you hear Shane and I talking about following him out the back door all the time. I'm gonna assume somebody doesn't know about that, so I'm gonna explain what that is real quick. So for example, if Jermell Charlo throws let's say he throws a 3-punch combination, jab, jab, straight right hand, but he leans in with the right hand, and he's trying to back out of the pocket. He's trying to get back to the outside. When we say follow him out the back door, while he's trying to back his way out, more times than not, the fighter's out of position. Footwork is out of position and his hands is probably not all the way up. That gives you an opportunity to follow him out the back door and land your shots before he can get reset. That's what we're talking about in terms of
reason why a lot
out the back door.
That's the best breakdown you could give. The reason why a lot of people struggle to do that is because they throw when that person throws. When just waiting that half a second, you're now able to throw just after they've thrown. So if you throw when someone throws, not only are they off balance, but you're also off balance. But if you wait that half a second, they're off balance, but you're still balanced. So now you can quickly adjust your feet and then follow them out the back door.
Right.
Like what Pacquiao does.
Exactly. And that's what makes Pacquiao so great, is because if you're off balance for a second, he's jumping on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we mean by that for the people that didn't know. But yeah, I have Jermell Charlo winning by 10th round stoppage. But let's keep it moving to Jamal Charlo, Sergiy Derevyanchenko. We're gonna go to Davidian Simmons' comment. He said Jamal Charlo has a great jab and quick feet, great reflexes. He has a Shane, let me get at that real quick.
Go on.
As far as Jamal Charlo's jab, he has one of the best power jabs in the game. But let's be clear, that's the only type of jab he throws.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Am I lying?
No, yeah, that's facts. Facts.
So the thing about Jamal is when you throw just a power jab, 9 times out of 10 you're throwing it at the same speed. So that is a way for Derevyanchenko to actually get on the inside. If he's able to kind of pivot side to side with that left hand, with that jab, he can get inside because he knows it's coming at the same speed.
Yeah.
Do I think Jamal has quick feet? I don't think he has slow feet, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily fast because he sits down on all his shots.
Exactly. He's quite flat-footed, so it's hard to move. It's hard to move your feet when it's flat.
Yeah, but when you're flat-footed and you're a power puncher, I don't mind you being flat-footed if you're a power puncher and you're trying to land the big shots. I don't mind it. He does have.
He's got to have some variety, though, innit?
He has to have some variety. Yes. He does have good reflexes for 160 pounder.
Yeah, no, facts. He does. He definitely has good reflexes. The problem with that, with what Derevyanchenko has to do is when that fight's along and he's backing out, going back to your point, he literally has to take the phone calls. Like, as you always say, like, he has to keep them hands high. Like,
Yeah.
you got to keep them hands high.
And when we say take the phone calls, is exactly this. Keep your hands up like that. You know what I'm saying? Cruz, I'm assuming he meant Sergiy. If Sergiy flicks his right hand like a jab, he will be successful because Charlo does not like southpaws. Sergiy is orthodox.
Orthodox.
Yeah, he's an
Orthodox.
orthodox fighter.
No,
But
but that's why he's saying if you flick the right hand,
yeah,
like
if you
how
flick it,
southpaws
if you
flick the
flick
right
it like
hand.
a jab, yeah, you can throw it as an orthodox fighter. You could throw a jab, and then you could throw a straight right hand, but you can't flick the right hand out like a jab and keep your balance, keep your balance, keep your footwork. So actually, Cruz,
Lomachenko does that. Lomachenko does
Lomachenko.
that. Oh shit!
You
Is
good?
that my was that my signal again?
No, you didn't. You never cut off.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, you never cut off. Stay ready boxing. I don't think Chenko got a chance. Him being so short and dealing with that 6-inch reach, and with an athletic Charlo who is technical at times.
Can I adjust that one? Oh, you want to adjust it? You can adjust it if you
Okay.
want.
He said a puncher's chance. So you want to tackle that? I know my opinion on that. Go ahead and tackle that, Shane.
To me, that's kind of unnecessary because as I know what you're saying about the reach. Reach is definitely important, but what you also got to understand is height can also be used against you. Long arms can also be used against you. So
Right.
if I'm on the inside, like what Jeff was saying, your long arms just means it takes longer for your punches to land
Get
than
to
my
the target.
shorter arm.
Exactly.
So it's about getting inside and getting outside as quick as possible. If I'm all the way out, I can't hit you, but you can't hit me. But if I'm all the way in, I can hit you and you still can't hit me. So it's about understanding the distance. So to me, I think it's more important about Derevyanchenko making sure he's getting in and out the range as good as possible. Now, and in terms of athleticism, I think Jacobs was athletic. I think Jacobs only won that fight because he got a knockdown. I feel like if he didn't get a knockdown, many people could say he lost that fight.
I know a lot of
Definitely a
people
draw.
thought he lost the fight. I thought
So
Vegas beat him, but there's a lot of people that thought
remove
Derevyanchenko
the knockdown, would you still say that? We'll remove the knockdown, would you still say that?
No.
Exactly, that's my point. So to me, athleticism is important and range is important. But if you got someone who's willing to go on the inside, work, and then get out, it doesn't really mean much to me. I don't know if you're gonna
Yeah.
add something to that.
Well, as far as I'm saying, a puncher's chance, like Sergey's not even really a
No.
power puncher, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, that's a great point. Like, if you have the height and reach advantage against somebody, if you don't have an elite jab, a jab that has some variety to it, yeah, the height can be used against you, and that's why people be like, oh, well, he got the height and reach advantage, but I'm like, if you don't know how to fight on the outside, or you don't want to fight on the outside, you had guys like, you take it back in the day, like Tommy Hitman Hearns, one of the best jabs of all time. Like, he would kill a shorter fighter from the outside, but he liked fighting inside too. I'll give you a more recent example. Sebastian Fundora is 6'7", 154 pounds. He don't fight an ounce on the outside.
Robert Easter.
Robert Easter's another one, but they got inside game. So it's a matter of, if you have the height and reach advantage, my question is not, hey, can the other guy handle the height and reach? My question would be, can the taller guy fight on the inside? That'd be my question. And that's the question that Jamal
Because
was going to have to answer.
that's a fact, because Derevyanchenko's whole career he's been a short man. He's been
the
short.
short, right. So he's
So
used to fighting the shorter fighter.
Exactly. I mean, people use that same example for Povetkin. I'm like, you're forgetting Povetkin spent his whole entire career being the short guy.
And
like,
listen, in Stay Ready Boxing, I'll throw this at you. Even though Jamal Charlo beat Brandon Adams had opportunities in that fight where he was on the inside, making it rough and rugged. So, but that was a good fight for Jamal Charlo going into the Derevyanchenko fight as well.
target practice.
Yes. Stay Ready Boxing. So, question: who do you think at 154 can beat
I think that
Jermell?
was to me. I think that was to me because I said he's a beatable fighter.
Yeah, you go ahead. You
I
take that.
feel like as it stands right now, he's probably the best. But who I would want to see him in a ring with, maybe not this minute, but after a few fights, I would love to see him against Madrimov. I would definitely love to see him against. Right now, I would love to see him against Castano. Him versus Castano, I think probably him versus Castano will be probably one of my favorite fights at 154 because I think Castano's everything that Charlo doesn't want, and I think Charlo's everything that Castano doesn't want because Castano's gonna follow you out the back door, but at the same time, Castano is pretty square. Charlo loves square fighters. Charlo doesn't like when fighters use angles. So I mean, that would be a fantastic fight. But I do think Castano can cause him trouble because Castano has power and Castano has volume. And that overreaching, well, if you overreach and miss against Castano, you'll pay with your life. So,
Yeah.
and Castano cuts off the ring fantastically. We saw that against Eris Landy Lara.
Well, the thing is, if a guy's not moving, if he's not moving around the ring, it ain't nothing to cut off. So I don't think Jermell, I don't think that'll apply, with Jermell.
Now, sometimes Jamel does try to move. Sometimes
he only tries to move when he have to, or he feels like he has to. He doesn't do it. Jermell doesn't move around the ring to switch up the pace. He moves around
no.
the ring. He moves around the ring when he get hit with something. Then
Yeah,
he'll start moving. But stay ready to answer your question at 154. Jermell is the best at 154. Like let's
yeah.
not get it confused. The thing that's crazy is Castano's a good fight. Tim Tszyu is a good fight. Uh
Teixeira.
Teixeira is a good fight. Sebastian Fundora is a good fight. There's a lot of good fights for him, but I don't think there's one 154 pounder that I would say would be a favorite over
Oh
Jermell.
no, I wouldn't say. I didn't say favorite. I just said
Good
he
fights.
said can beat him, so I'm saying
Oh,
can. I'm
can
not
be.
saying will.
I,
I just said can.
yeah,
Obviously, there's a
I think
chance.
Castano has an opportunity. Um, I would say Laura just off the strength that he knows him so well, and he's a southpaw, and he's good at winning rounds. Um, I mean, I think Jamel's the best at 150,
Yeah,
54. Like, it's really no. But the thing that's crazy, and I'm not saying because Jamel would be a favorite against J Rock as well. But J Rock's style would probably give Jamel the most trouble.
but
Like
just
if
J
I could
Rock
take
doesn't have
Jamel
punch.
Charlo's
J
style
Rock
and put
don't.
it on a different fighter, like yeah, like he would have. I think J Rock's style would be the most difficult for him in a fight, but I think J Rock chin will fail him at some
I was
point.
gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, it was gonna fail him at some point during the fight. We talking about straight style. I think J Rock's style would be most difficult for Jamel. But Cruz, he said yes. Mel only throws 2-punch combinations. You know what? That's a good point. That's a damn good point, Cruz. Like that's a damn good point. Yeah, a lot of times he is
and
throwing two at a time.
that second punch that he throws is 100 miles an hour.
Is
Like
100
there's
miles an hour.
no variety on that speed.
Yeah,
Like it's
he
just
throws.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah, he throwing you a curveball, and here comes the fastball right behind it. Will Stokes, if I had to bet money on one of the Charlos losing, I'd say Jamal is more likely to take the L than Jamel, personally.
I just think that's down to opponent. I just don't think. I think
Who
that's
you
down
think
to.
who you think has more of a chance of losing?
I think Jamal because he's facing a better fighter. I think Jamal he doesn't have too much to worry about in the even though it's a tough fight, he doesn't have too much to worry about because he is actually the better fighter. I feel like Charlo's going into that fight. He might think he's a better fighter, but he's got to prove a lot. I don't think Jamel has much to prove because he's had enough target practice against fighters like Jeison Rosario, and I also think he's definitely the better fighter. He's just a better boxer. Where I can't hand on heart say that about Derevyanchenko and Jamal.
I think that's a real good question, Will Stokes. To be honest with you, I don't have an answer for that. I'm not sure who's more likely to lose. Let me ponder on that. I'll definitely get back with you on that one. Richard said my money is on Jamal getting stopped. Wow. No money, but I think and hope in the 8th. Hey, Richard, you around here, we like to say it with your chest. If you really mean it, go put some money on it. If you think Jamal getting stopped, put some bread on it. He said Jamal getting stopped. That's what he said. I've never seen Jamal hurt to even I've never seen him hurt or knocked down to even come to that conclusion. So I'm like, if that happens, that'll be the first time that's happened, so you good, Shane?
Yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm just changing location because the signal in that part was just...
Okay, that's cool. Richard said little $5 bet. Hey man, that'll get you some money. Slervin said Diego Corrales. You're gonna have to explain that a little bit more. Oh, he might be talking about taller guys that don't fight with the jab, that get on the inside. That's a good point, Slervin. That's a good one. Stay ready. I agree with you 100% with that about the reach. And yes, Brandon Adams did that. Go check out the couple interviews I have with Brandon Adams. Great fighter too.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so we'll definitely check that out. I actually missed that. With Brandon. I like Brandon Adams as a fighter too. I like him. I just think it was, you had to take the opportunity because I'm pretty sure it was a pretty big bag and all that. So, Jay Banks, what's going on, Jay Banks?
Jay Banks always got them emojis every time.
Yeah,
Jay it's like Banks he's got them copy and paste.
Yes, indeed. Robert Lopchinsky. Whatever happened to Jared Hurd?
Is Robert new?
Didn't he ask that the last time?
Is Robert new?
I don't know if he's... No, I don't think he... I remember seeing that name before, but he's not in here enough. Robert, we need you to be in here on a consistent basis, good brother.
But I think he did ask about Hurd last time. Somebody asked about Hurd last time.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about Hurd last time.
He actually posted something on social media. He posted some like some swimming footage or something like that. So he around. But Lawrence Williams said, "What's good?" Jeff, did you check out Linnell Bellows fights? Linnell Bellows. Isn't he the one that's fighting isn't Bellows fighting Edgar Berlanga?
I don't know.
Hold on. BoxingFirst Vlog. I'm back. This freeway be fucking with my signal. Vlog, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you, man. Like I knew you on the freeway in your fucking car, and it's hell no. Call me when you get in the crib. Call me when you get in the crib. Robert said the one date J-Rock beat took his title. I'm assuming he's talking about Hurd. He had one fight since then.
Yeah.
But other than that, Hurd's...
I didn't even like that fight. He just flew away. Everything we know him for, he kind of got rid of that, and I don't know what he was doing. He tried to do his like a Muhammad Ali impression, and it just it reminded me of. It reminded me of when Sean Porter fought Ugas, and he just tried.
Yeah, man. I'm not a fan of fighters completely trying to change their style. I'm like, you tweak something, add 2 or 3 things, but that's it. You know what I mean? Cruz said, I sparred Bellows. He better not. Yeah, you know what, Cruz? It was somebody on Twitter. They said Bellows wasn't going to last past the first round. I said, and it's funny because I'm like, Bellows is a Mayweather fighter, and he's going to be on Top Rank. He's going to be on ESPN.
Yeah, that don't mean much. That don't mean much.
Yeah, but the lower tier guys, the promoters are sending the lower tier guys over to,
Mayweather's not really a promoter, is he? Like, who's he promoting?
Yeah, he doesn't
even promote Tank.
Yeah, he don't promote Tank. Tank promotes Tank. You know what I'm saying? So Hey Cruz, how did that sparring go with Bellows, man?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. How did that go?
Yeah, if I know my man Cruz, he probably got the better of him. But Lawrence Williams says, yeah, he fighting Berlanga. His fights on the Mayweather Facebook page. Oh yeah. Somebody matter of fact, you know what? Yeah, I did talk to you earlier today about that. On Twitter. He was on Twitter. He was talking to me about Bellows. Yeah, I haven't checked out the Facebook fights. I will check them out. We was going back and forth on whether he was gonna get knocked out in the first or the second. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Dwayne's Sewell. What's going on, bro? Got Dwayne in the building.
Is he?
Yeah, so Lawrence is the one that I was talking to on Twitter about Bellows. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out as soon as we get off this live, bro. And I'm gonna jump on Twitter with you and we'll chop it up about that. But yeah, going back to Jamal Charlo, Sergiy
I was gonna say we
Derevyanchenko.
didn't even break that fight down properly.
Yeah, we went kind of on a situation, but I guess I'll get it started. Jamal Charlo, this is one of those fights where he can't just be throwing a heavy jab. Like he has to, even if he throws a heavy jab and they're not all head shots, I'm okay with that. If he's throwing a stab jab to the body, if he's throwing a, I love a jab to the chest. I love that shot. So if he's doing that and he's showing variety in terms of where he's placing the jab, then I won't have a problem with him.
Do you feel like that's enough to keep Derevyanchenko on at bay? Because I believe, and this is me being honest, I believe it goes back to your point you said a couple of days ago on the last, not the last live, the live before, when you were like, I feel like the biggest deterrent for Derevyanchenko is if he hits Derevyanchenko with a good shot on the inside. I'll give you an example of why I say that. Because if he gets if he gets caught on the outside at long range, it's only gonna make him more keen to get inside because he's gonna be thinking that's safe. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And the thing is, the reason I brought up the jab, the variety of jabs, is because if he's switching the jab, head, body, chest, like he's keeping like number one. The main thing is for him to be controlling the distance, because if he throws a jab to the head, Sergey's gonna have to figure out a way to get past that to get inside. If he's throwing a jab to the chest, he got to see what Sergey's gonna do with that. He throws a stab jab to the body, he got to figure out what he's gonna do with that. It's three different levels. It's three different things that Sergiy Derevyanchenko is gonna have to figure out in terms of getting inside. You know what I'm saying? So with him varying the jab, he's gonna be able to find out, okay, the jab to the chest, that's the best way to keep him on the outside. Or that stab jab stops him in his tracks. That jab to the head, he's bobbing to the side. You understand what I'm saying?
I got a question for you, Jeff. Yeah, and this is a good question, and I feel like this is probably a question you're gonna have to wrap your mind around because it just hit me just now. In the fight, do you feel like Jamal Charlo is gonna think what he personally feels that he's gonna need a stoppage? Reason why I asked that is because as a fighter, when you're in the fight and you feel like someone's outworking you and they're outlanding you, do you feel like, because if he fails to keep the fight long and Derevyanchenko is able to get on inside a lot, he, as you said, he's gonna lose a lot of rounds because he's just gonna be more active than Charlo. Do you feel like Charlo then is gonna feel like I need to get a knockout, or do you feel like he's still gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna still be patient enough to take it out 12?
No, I think he's still. I don't think he's gonna go in looking for the knockout.
No, not go into the fight. I mean, if he
Not
goes,
going into the fight. I mean, like if it's midway through the fight, he's down 4-2, something like that, and we talking back half of the fight. No, I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay with the game plan, because you got to think about it. Jermall Charlo's never been in a situation where his power hasn't come through. Even when he fought Brandon Adams, he had Brandon Adams hurt a couple times in the fight.
The Korobov fight.
Korobov fight. Even with Korobov, he kept his composure in the Korobov fight and came.
You know what? I agree with that. I agree with that because if there was any fight I expected him to panic, it was the Korobov fight, and he didn't panic. That's a good point.
He didn't panic in that fight, and on top of it, because it's one thing for you not to panic, but not only do you not panic, but you figure the guy out. On top,
he didn't even like get desperate and start overreaching and
overreaching and nothing like that. So when you ask that, I'm like, yeah, that's an easy one for me to answer because I'm like, he's already. And then on top of that, Korobov is a southpaw. He's not a slick southpaw, but his punch variety, he's not the easiest southpaw to figure out. You understand?
The reason why I asked that question is because, to me, there's going to be a mental aspect to this game that we personally haven't looked at, and that's what happens when Derevyanchenko, if Derevyanchenko is allowed to get on the inside constantly. Let's say he's getting on the inside, like he's getting on a consistent basis and he's constantly working because that's Derevyanchenko's game. What does Charlo do there? Because it won't be comfortable for him. So how would his mindset be? And that's a question that's a question for, what's his name, who's in the Stay Ready Boxing, because he would know more about what would his mindset be? Because
I think and you know what, and there's an example of that as well. And I'm not comparing Brandon Adams to Sergiy Derevyanchenko, but in terms of physical attributes, they're both shorter fighters, kind of stocky. They like getting on the inside. Now, Stay Ready Boxing, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Jermall did a little bit of everything in that fight with Brandon Adams when Brandon Adams got on the inside. Sometimes he decided to clinch, make him reset, make him work his way back in. Sometimes he worked with him on the inside and threw some shots. And then at times, Jermall Charlo was doing some catching and shooting as well. So in that fight, he did three different things, which is the three things those are the three options that you have with somebody fighting on the inside. You can either clinch, make him reset, you can catch and shoot, or you can just fight with him. You know what I'm saying? You can fight with them. Those are the three options. And I've seen Jermall do all three. I think he will do all three in this fight. But it's gonna come down to whether Derevyanchenko can put something on Jermall Charlo to hurt him or get him buzzed to get his respect. Now that's the fight where respect is gonna be important. Sergiy Derevyanchenko is going to have to get Jermall Charlo's respect early in that fight for him to have a shot.
You think so? I don't think
so. Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Because
I don't think so.
Thing. This the reason why I say that. Because if Derevyanchenko is going to get on the inside or he's going to work, he's going to give Jermall Charlo counterpunching opportunities. So if
that doesn't matter. That's going to be there whether he hurts him or not. Even if he hurts Jermall Charlo's still going to have counterpunch opportunities. So I don't feel like that's relevant at all.
Well, the thing is, if Derevyanchenko is able to put something on Jermall Charlo early to get him to thinking, it's different than him being on the inside and he didn't hurt Jermall Charlo at some point during the fight. If he ain't hurt Jermall Charlo, Jermall gonna feel like he can throw whatever counterpunch he wants because it's nothing coming back that's gonna hurt him.
But he's losing.
But if he gets cracked with something early, he may not throw that counter uppercut. He may not throw it. You understand what I'm saying? Like if he hits Jermall Charlo with a shot and he hurts him early in the fight, it lessens the chances of Jermall just going ham on him as far as like counterpunching on the inside. It gives Sergiy a better chance to kind of unload his shots. Because when you get hurt with a shot, you're more conscious of what's coming. So more than likely, you're probably gonna block more so than just straight counterpunch. So it'll give Sergiy.
Do you feel like there's a chance? Because I saw it in the Golovkin fight. Even though I know And to me, you're gonna say Golovkin doesn't count as like Charlo, but I'm talking about defensively. I saw Derevyanchenko with a game plan of wearing Golovkin down and trying his best to force the pace. Do you feel like Charlo's gonna succumb to that pressure? You feel like it's gonna be a because I feel like you kind of are overrating Charlo's mentality, in my opinion.
It
That's what I
depends.
think.
It depends. Um, it goes back to that admission fee that we talk about all the time. If Jamal Charlo was making him pay an admission fee before he come walk in that front door, then no. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna be
Okay.
the case. But if Sergey is just walking in the front door, no admission fee, coming in the living room doing what he want to do, then yeah, he can push the pace. He can push the pace, and it'll be a big ass problem for Jamal Charlo. So it's really what I think the key to the whole fight is what does Jamal Charlo do in terms of Sergey Derevyanchenko trying to get on the inside, and what does he do once Sergey Derevyanchenko gets there? Because both of those cases are gonna happen. Both of them are
Yeah,
gonna
good point.
happen.
Good
Both of
point.
them are gonna happen, and that's gonna be the key to the fight. But I think Jamal is gonna figure that out. I think Sergey's
What's
gonna
the
have success
comments?
early. Let's get to the comments.
I
Um,
think we were last at
yeah, I got it. I got it.
Lawrence is the homie. Go sub to the channel or go to
Yeah,
sub to his.
yeah. I you know what, bro? I didn't even know he had a channel. I'm a definitely because I just see him on Twitter all the time. I'll definitely go check him out for sure. You know, it's not a
Definitely. I
live.
mean, Lawrence, you can jump on one of these lives.
Yeah, Lawrence. I invited him to a live, so I just didn't know that was the same person.
Oh,
Um,
fair enough.
yeah. So we can. Matter of fact, you know what? Lawrence and stay ready. Let's all just jump on the same goddamn live. Like,
Facts.
yeah, that'll be cool. It's not alive unless Toshi's in the building.
Of course, yeah.
He said I'm going to bet a parlay with Rosario and Derevyanchenko winning.
You
That's
know what? We might as well just skip the parlay and just bet me. Bet me. Bet me, because I'll take that bet every day. I'll take that bet. Then
Toshi.
I'll take that bet.
Toshi VP Shane has invited you to a bet on that. Said forget the parlay, bet him. We'll see if Toshi responds. Arislandi Diaz. This is a new person. Arislandi Diaz. What's going on? Jason
Hit the
Rosario.
subscribe button firstly. That's the
Yeah,
first thing.
Arislandi Diaz. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram and all that. Jason Rosario will KO Jamil Charlo. Jesus Christ. Going to take the demons out of Jamil Charlo. Jason Rosario, all the glory to Lord Jesus. Repent, my beloved brothers. Jesus Christ love you. I'm assuming you are a Jason Rosario fan.
I'm
Pretty
assuming
safe
you're a
to say,
definite Christian.
yeah, you a definite Christian. So I can't say bet on the fight because you're a Christian. I don't think Christians. I don't think Christians are allowed to bet. But hey man, if that's how you feeling, that's how you feeling. Let's go to okay. Lawrence says, "Stay ready, Boxing TV. Salute, bro. Appreciate you. Stay ready, Boxing TV. Brandon Adams fighting Serhiy Bohachuk on December
I've
3rd on
actually seen
NBC.
him fight before. I've actually
Yeah,
seen him fight, but I can't remember where because that name is so familiar. I've actually seen
yeah,
this
I
dude
seen
fight.
that name too. Oh, he fighting him in Mexico. Ooh, I don't like that. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get to that at another time. Um, Brandon Adams was Maul's lead sparring partner for the Derevyanchenko camp. That's news. I didn't know that. I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that neither.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there, Lawrence. That's good stuff. And that's I mean, shit, they fight was like a sparring match in a sense. You know what I mean? But that's a good sparring partner to have going into the Derevyanchenko fight, even though I don't think Brandon Adams' offense is as tight as Derevyanchenko's, but it gives the general idea of what he's going to be looking at in that fight. Stay Ready Boxing says one reason that fight was close, Jamal broke his right hand in the 5th, so he was fighting with one hand.
Was that the Korobo fight? Is he
No,
talking
that
about the
was the
Korobo?
he talking about the Brandon Adams fight.
Oh,
He
fair
did
enough.
hurt his hand in the Brandon Adams fight. I still think he fought well. Like I still think he fought well in that fight. Jay Banks with
Quick
more
question.
emojis.
Quick
Yes.
question.
Mhm.
Is Casemiro on this card?
Is who?
Casemiro, WBO champion at
I don't think
the,
so.
fair
I don't
enough.
think so. I don't think
I heard I saw something on PVC on Instagram. Maybe it was wrong. I
Yeah,
thought
I don't think
Casemiro
so.
was top rank, but okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. Um Scott done sent us $5. Appreciate you. Said big ups G5 and VP Shane.
Who's that? Who's that? Who said that?
That's Scott. That's Scott. That's Lang.
Oh, dope, dope,
Yeah,
dope, dope,
yeah.
dope, dope.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
I
Let me
mean,
see.
Davidian Simon. Where we at? We're at keys to victory.
You want to read that, Shane?
Yeah, the keys to victory for Charlo versus Chenko is to establish that jab early, cutting the ring off. I mean, the cutting off the ring part, you won't have to do that because
Yeah, he
Chenko's
got
gonna
to
be
do
there
that with
all day.
Chenko. Yeah, yeah.
Knowing Chenko gonna get inside, set him up for the right uppercut. That's what we were talking about
That's what we
before.
were talking. Yeah, that's what we were talking about before. Outside, I agree with everything you said except for the cutting the ring off. He's not gonna have to cut the ring off because Derevyanchenko gonna be at his front door all night.
All
Um,
night.
yeah. Will Stokes, how you guys seeing Jamal versus Andreed right now? Gun to the head. Who you got? Gun to the head.
Oh,
Who?
Andrade.
Yeah,
Andrade.
I got Andrade too.
Andrade moves his feet too much, and
Yeah,
Charlo won't catch him.
yeah. A lot of the shots that Charlo landed against other guys, he's not gonna land that stuff.
Charlo doesn't have a front foot. He doesn't have a he doesn't cut off the ring good enough.
Yeah,
So
he would have a lot of difficulty in that fight.
and he's southpaw,
And
and
he's
he
a
changes
southpaw.
the levels as well.
Yeah, that's a very difficult fight for Jamal. I never was mad at Jamal for not taking that fight. It's a bad style matchup for him. Dwayne Sewell, yeah, he trusts in his power and timing, so he will not panic. Derevyanchenko will find it hard to hit clean shots. Charlo got better movement than Triple G. Um,
Fact.
that's
That's
very true, Dwayne. On top of that, Charlo, Charlo counters, and Charlo also will catch and shoot. Charlo will also catch and shoot. Triple
yeah.
G does neither one.
Golovkin does that thing where he just holds his hand up and waits until your finishes,
He
and
waits
then he'll
until you
punch.
go, and I call it you go, I go, I go, you go. Like
It's
that's
literally
what Triple G does. Um, Davidian Simmons, great channel. I really rock with you guys. Hey
facts.
man, we appreciate you 100%, man. I would say probably within the next 2 months we will be at 10,000 subs.
Nah, by the end of October.
End of October we will be at 10,000 subs. And
I mean,
sometimes
if you guys are if you got this weekend's live's gonna be dope. Trust me.
yeah, I'm gonna be dropping several lives throughout the day. Y'all know how I do with the lives.
You
So
don't need to
it's gonna
say
be
much.
crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. That was Scott. We already did that one. Big ups to G5 and VP Shane.
Lot of love.
Appreciate you. Will Stokes, because I mean Derevyanchenko is really Jamal's first elite opponent at middleweight. Whereas Andreed is probably more proven at middleweight, but Andreed is very wild at times.
I feel like let me
You
adjust
want to
that
take
one.
that? You want to take that one?
I'll adjust that one. I feel like, and I don't feel like there's a massive disparity in who they fought in that middleweight, because Andrade's probably best fight is Sulecki, and even Sulecki's not an elite fighter. So I mean, if he fought Saunders, then obviously, but he didn't. And then in terms of Andrade being very wild, what you got to understand is, I hate this. No different offense, Will Stokes, because you know you're my guy straight away. But I hate when people use the term wild. They use it very ungainly. He's very wiry. So if you look at Andrade, he does appear to be wild, but at the same time, a lot of the wild times he's throwing at long range. So it's very difficult. And he's got longer arms than most of the guys he's fighting. So even though he might miss, he is so fast that he readjusts and he's back out again. And he does one of the things that I rarely see fighters do. That, okay, I might be wild, but when I'm throwing the punch, I'm in such an unorthodox position that you can't counter me. So many times, Jeff, you see he throw this wide or wild backhand left hand back because he's southpaw. You throw this wide backhand left hand, but his head's all the way underneath you, kind of like how Rigondeaux does. So even if he misses, there's no punch in the world what can land to counter him. So you got to bear that in mind.
Yeah, I was getting ready to make a comment, but you already made it for me, and I already knew you was gonna make it for me. I was gonna say that Andre, his footwork is so good that he puts himself in a position where he can hit and not get hit. So a lot of times he will throw that looping left hand at an awkward angle. And to be honest with you, Will Stokes, that's the only time he looks wild. Is when he throws that one left hook, and it's a wide left hook, but it's only wide because of the angle that he's in.
And then, Will, next time you watch him do it, ask yourself one question. If you're an opponent, what punch can you throw to counter? Because not only you have to worry about countering, you got to worry about getting hit by it as well. So what punch is there to throw to counter?
The most a person can do is avoid the shot, and that's it, and reset. That's it. But good question, Will Stokes. Good question. Well, good comment. Toshi, I'll take the odds. I'll bet with Shane that I was only thinking about betting 20 to 30 on it. I'll let y'all to
we don't bet 20 to 30.
Yeah,
bet with G5
you know
Jeff
what?
TV.
Yeah, we don't do 20 to 30, but Toshi, what you can do is if you can put that in a parlay. If you hit that, brother, look out for your boy VP Shane and look out for your boy G5 Jeff TV if you hit it.
If you really want a real good bet, Jeff, I feel like maybe on Saturday when the odds come out low, you should do like a betting review or a card where you put your predictions and see your odds and something like that.
I don't know when I'm ahead of time to do that. I'm gonna be live.
No. I mean, like
in the morning
before you go live. Just do it before.
Well, just send me because some of those lines you get, I don't get. So you gonna have to.
Yeah.
You got to send them to me. Definitely send them to me.
Just tell me your predictions and I'll put them in.
As far as the fights.
Yeah.
You want them right now or you want them later?
No, not now. I mean,
okay. I got you. Toshi said Rosario did after his first loss did have a mental spiritual transformation where he no longer has a huge ego and lets his inner God take control.
I feel like we're in a church service today.
Man, we got Christians in here, inner gods, and we bring them all out. Stay Ready Boxing. I interviewed Coach Adam Pena, Andre, former pad man, and he said Charlo beats Andre. Me personally, it's a 54-46 fight, and I got Charlo because I don't like Andre legs.
To me, the fact that he's Andre's former pad man tells you that he's probably bitter about that he left. To be honest,
I could, it would seem that way. It would seem that way. If you want to say that's a 50-50 fight, cool. If somebody, I think it should be no more than 55-45 either way.
Either way.
No more than 55-45. If it's Andre, 55-45. So
I'm just telling you that Andrade will win the fight.
Yeah, I think hey, stay ready. We might have to put a little we might have I don't do no money bets with family, but I'll do a food bet with you. So if Charlo wins, I got cheesesteaks on me. Actually, we can go to the casino you was at when you was here. I was in the hospital when you was here too, so I couldn't get with you. But
you know that fight ain't happening. So
Yeah, but this, you know, for shits and giggles, if that fight happens and Jamal Charlo wins, man, I'll get you one of them vegan cheesesteaks, man. I'll get you one of them, man. If Andre win, I'm coming out there to Texas, man. Hook your boy up, man. Toshi, I listened to Rosario interview. I speak Spanish. Toshi, we might need you on some interviews down the line, man.
Facts,
Yeah,
facts. I
for
mean,
sure.
we're global out here, bro. I
Be
don't know if
global,
people know
man.
that.
So if it's an event where you are, I'll get you a credential, send you right on out there.
Literally. Oh yeah, Toshi, if you live in Spain or Mexico or something, just tell if you want to get into media, tell Jeff he'll get you the credentials for the fight.
Yeah, if you want to start covering fights, yeah, let us know, like for sure. Richard said, say hi to the wife. The reason I'm on this live so long is because she's not here. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Scott laughing. Toshi, I'll be on those lives this weekend.
You
Absolutely.
on every live, Toshi. You on every live. So
Toshi's on every
you got
single live. Toshi be showing love for real. Davidian Simmons laughing. Stay ready boxing bet. That's what's up. I'm down. I got you. Cool. Richard, the lives of fire. Send me an IG notification. I got you. I got you.
do you follow him on Instagram?
Yes. On Instagram. I'll send
We've been trying to do that because we've been trying to sort out because we're trying to circumvent the YouTube algorithm because they're not
not
sending
yeah,
out.
they're not sending notifications out. So we're
So
trying to basically get the we're trying to send the notifications
if
out
you look,
ourselves.
Jeff put the post out like 20 minutes before we actually went on live, or 30 minutes before we actually went on live, just to see if they would get a response in.
Yeah, for sure. But as far as the Jamal Charlo Sergey Derevyanchenko fight, like I said, I think it's really simple. What is Jamal Charlo going to do to stop Sergey Derevyanchenko from getting on the inside, and what is he going to do when Sergey Derevyanchenko gets there?
What's your prediction?
Jamal Charlo stoppage, ninth.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me get into that because Blunt said he thinks now he said in his breakdown prediction video that he was gonna dog walk him. Now, I don't think Jamal Charlo's gonna dog walk anybody, but I do think that I think Sergey has more things to look for when he's on the inside. I think with Triple G, I think he knew he could just let his hands go, and at worst, he was just going to be trading shots. But when you trading shots with a guy and a guy's not necessarily counterpunching, then you can throw your 2-3 shots going to a defensive posture. Throw your 2-3 shots going to a defensive posture. With Charlo is a trickier situation because you don't know if he's going to clinch. You don't know if he's going to throw with you, and you don't know if he's just going to catch and shoot. You don't know if he's going to straight counter. You don't know. Like Jamal Charlo has levels to his game, and on top of him being physically the bigger fighter and probably the stronger fighter. So if they were even as far as power, I would say
Yeah, they're not even.
he would have a pretty good shot, but they're not even in power.
Okay,
The difference.
I mean, in my prediction, and I say this full-heartedly, and I feel like this is something you missed, and I saved it to last because it's not rare. It's rarely you miss something. Whilst you said everything about Golovkin, one thing Golovkin done regularly in the Derevyanchenko fight was, even though he didn't win, even though on the exchanges he didn't counter, what he done was when the fight was at long range, he made sure Derevyanchenko went into reverse. So at some points in that fight, he forced Derevyanchenko to reverse. My issue is I don't think Jamal Charlo has the ability to do that. And because of that, I actually feel like he's going to get himself in some big problems. I don't think you can stay on the inside with Derevyanchenko for long periods of time without stopping him. If he doesn't get the stoppage, the only way he wins to me is a controversial decision. So I feel like he has to get the stoppage. If he doesn't, I don't see how he wins without it being controversial, because Golovkin made sure when the fight was long, he was dictating the pace of the fight. He was pushing Derevyanchenko back. He was using his jab and his long range boxing to force Derevyanchenko to go in reverse. One thing Derevyanchenko doesn't have is a reverse kick. He doesn't fight off the back foot, and that's one thing I would have wanted to see Charlo do, and I don't think he will. So that's my opinion.
Got what, Charlo decision?
I think it's difficult because I
You
think
said all that. You said all that, and they ain't give us
I
no
said I said my
prediction.
I said my point. I said if Charlo doesn't get the stoppage, he's only going to win on a controversial decision, and I think he will probably be looked at as a robbery. But if I had to put money on it, I'll probably
Say
say
it with your chest, Shane. Say it with your
I'm
chest.
on the I'm on the fence a lot, because now I'm thinking about so much other things. There's a I'll probably say Charlo stoppage. Charlo stoppage. I
What
don't want to say Charlo stoppage, but I'll probably say Charlo stoppage.
y'all see how I had to get that out of him? He was gonna try to get away with that shit and not give
Bro,
us an actual prediction.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a hard one. It's actually a hard one, because I'll tell you the truth. If it goes to points, I think Derevyanchenko's winning. I swear to you. I swear to you. If it goes to points, I think Derevyanchenko's winning. Maybe not on the scorecards, but in the eyes of me as a spectator.
I feel what you're saying. Beams 2K is in the building. Beams, what's up,
This
sis?
guy,
Doing
this guy
Shane, what's
came
up?
in so late. Did you get the notification?
Hey Beams, did you get a notification that we was going live, or did you just jump on YouTube and seeing us?
But yeah, what was I gonna say? Just to like cap off, not even just the channel, the live, but to cap off the channel, like the things that Jeff has planned in the next, let's say, 14 days is just massive. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys missed the last live. Those who missed it's still up. But like, in fact,
yeah.
I'm gonna let Jeff speak about just
Listen,
the direction of where we're going.
listen. Before I get to the direction of the channel, just officially, I have Jamal Charlo winning by stoppage, and Shane is reluctantly picking Jamal
Reluctantly,
Charlo by stoppage, very reluctantly. But as far as the channel goes, we're gonna be live this Saturday. Is a whole lot of action, so we're gonna be live, handling business. Definitely just check YouTube. Just check YouTube. Like we're
we
gonna
literally be
post
live
out.
all day,
Yeah, like
because
I'm gonna be doing different lives like all day because
it's 5
Josh,
different fights.
Josh Taylor's fighting. We got the Charlo card. Who else we got fighting?
Maris
Uh,
Breedis.
Bradis and Dorticos. It's just a lot going on, and we gonna be tapped in for all of that. So I'm gonna be live. It's gonna be different lives, but I'm gonna be live pretty much all goddamn day. Then we're gonna have a live on Sunday covering all of covering all of the fights, talking about all the fights. So we're gonna be on Sunday. We're gonna have a couple of lives next week. We're gonna have
We got a live tomorrow.
we have a live tomorrow.
That's for the Just Taylor fight.
That's for the Josh Taylor fight, so we're gonna have that. We just got a whole bunch
I
going
mean,
on.
we
That's
have
not
different.
counting. That's
Go on,
not
continue.
counting. That's not counting. We're gonna have Cruz Hitman Stewart on. We're gonna have Stay Ready Boxing on. We're gonna do a live.
Will Stokes.
Will Stokes. We're gonna do a live with Will Stokes, covering the heavyweight division, and basically from here
We
on out.
got
Mm-hmm.
guests. There's like different guests. Like we had a guest on the last show, like
Yeah, we had a guest on the last show. He was from
from
Latvia.
Latvia. That's
Yeah,
just showing you like what channel's doing
yeah.
that.
This no channel's really doing that. Like we had somebody that literally works in media for Latvia, which is the home country of Bradis, and basically where he works, like he said in the live, is equivalent to Sports Center here. So that was a huge guess for us. The people in the States may not understand that, but we definitely
It's just something that's unprecedented. Like
yeah,
Jeff's channel's just on another. It's just there's no other channel doing that.
it's like it's just a whole different flavor here because that last live, which I did chop it up. I gotta put some visuals on it. But we're gonna drop some highlights of that last live. But basically in that live we had basically the US, the UK, and Latvia all on the same live. Like you're not gonna get that anywhere else. You're not gonna get that anywhere else. Hold on. Beans 2K said nope, I just jumped on. He
You
didn't
didn't
get
get a notification.
And then Scott said, great guest from Latvia, Rollins. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
And the thing is, we're going to get to a point to where all we're going to be doing is lives.
just
Here.
integrating with different fans and different
Yeah.
followers.
And this is the only place where you're going to actually, be able to get on the show.
Like Will Stokes, for example. Will
Will,
Stokes doesn't even have a channel, but he's
yeah,
on a live with us.
Will Stokes will be on a live with us. He doesn't have a channel, but he's someone that's always in the lives. He's always asking us boxing questions and things like that. So
If Toshi want to jump on,
Toshi,
you can jump on.
if Toshi want or Davidian Simmons, like
Anybody
anybody
who's on the lives, anybody.
that's on the lives, if you reach out to us, we will get you the links and we'll set something up where you can actually jump on the live. Like you won't be on the live for the whole show, but definitely for a good 10-15 minutes so you can
Just to get your opinion off.
get
Like,
your opinion off. And the thing is, I'm like, it's so many other channels that and Stay Ready Boxing he can speak on this. It's so many other channels that you say something that's different or say something that the host doesn't like
get
and
blocked.
you're getting blocked. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, and listen, like, I'm like, to each his own. I'm like, that's what you want to do, then cool. But part of the reason you go live and have a channel is to get people to get their opinions off, and that's all people want to do.
I mean, that's why you started this channel, isn't it?
Absolutely, because I seen there was so many channels that was just blocking people. Like, and we don't have any narratives or anything like that. Like, we don't do that. Like, we don't have no narratives or nothing like that. Like, we just talking boxing all day, every day. We talking boxing, and we feel like we know a lot, but we're not cocky to the point that where we're not taking in information or we're not learning something new. So this is the place to come to get your opinion off. You understand what I'm saying? Richard said, I just feel that Jamal later rounds is going to get overextended and get shook. Oh, Richard's hoping. He's hoping. He's definitely hoping for that. But yeah, I think Jamal will be fine. I think. Oh, you know what? Let's touch on this real quick before we go, Shane. I know it's late
Go
out
on.
here. Do you think this card is pay-per-view worthy?
I mean, it's $75, so
Well,
that's a
forget the
hell of a.
$75. Forget the 75. That's a whole nother. We ain't
I
gonna get
mean,
that.
if I was a casual, then no. But I'm not a casual, so yes, I do think it's pay-per-view early. I feel like a unification, and two other or three other world title fights. I think that's good. And there's fighters on there that I actually like. Like I like Luis Neri, he's exciting. I like Danny Roman. I like Charlo. I like both Charlos. I like Derevyanchenko. So when I mean I like them, I like their fighting styles. They're not
Yeah,
boring
and I
fighters. So
think Rosario's gonna make for a good fight too.
facts.
Because before he got the
Facts.
stoppage against J Rock, it was actually a good fight. Like it was an even fight going into the fifth round. I had it 2 rounds apiece. And you can see the fight. I wish J Rock didn't get knocked out because I wanted to see the fight actually develop from a tactical standpoint.
He
Uh,
asked I have to cut you off. Scott 70 asked if their fights pay-per-view in UK, no chance. There is no way that card will be pay-per-view in the UK. Like, no chance. There's no British fighters on it, so they
Nah,
won't
yeah, so
be.
that'd be a freebie out there. Beam said I'm mad I can't get my pre-orders for Xbox Series X and PS5, y'all. Listen, I seen this meme on I think it was Instagram, and they showed the guy from Friday, the crackhead from Friday. He was running with the TV down the street, and he was
Yeah.
talking about so yeah, he was like, this me running with the PS5 after I scanned it as a bill. I was like, that was funny as hell.
Oh, Scott 70's from Thailand.
Yeah, he's from Thailand. Yeah, he invited us out there.
Seriously,
Yeah, he invited
Thailand.
us out
Scott,
there.
why doesn't he jump on one of the lives?
Because whatever time it is here, it's AM there. So it's 8:55 here. So it's 8:55 in the morning there in Thailand. Scott, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's 12 hours ahead.
Yeah, but even if he's 12 hours ahead, we could just rearrange the time. I mean, it would be dope because you
Yeah,
look at
we
it
can
like
rearrange a time for him. Scott
Scott. Do you have
Scott
him on
always know he's
Instagram?
welcome. Scott, we can work something out. Like it's
Do you have him on Instagram?
yeah. Me and Scott talk all the time.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you need to sort that one out. Just.
Yeah. See, Scott said I just woke up.
Oh shit.
That's why I said what I said. He said 11 hours ahead. He said I would love to come on. Yeah, Scott family. He come on.
I mean, it's gonna be crazy though because he wakes up when you're going to sleep, and he wakes up at this time, and
To be
then
honest with you,
it's
Scott,
1:56 then.
yeah,
So
if Scott gets on, there's a chance Scott gets on and you're not on it.
Yeah.
There's a
Unless
chance
I'm staying up so late.
unless you just staying up just late just to be staying up. But there might be a better chance of Scott being on with me and Blunt. Because
Yeah.
Blunt's 3 hours behind.
I mean, let's say for example, you and Scott was to jump on a.
If it's a weekend, that's something different. So if I go on maybe like 12
No, if you jumped on at like 9 or 10 p.m. your time, well, that'd be fucking late for me.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's not too many situations where
it'd be difficult. Regardless how you do it, it'll be difficult.
Yeah, we'll have to figure something out
because I'm 5 hours ahead of you, but then I'm 6 hours behind. So it will literally be someone's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be uncomfortable. So it had to be a special occasion. We had to give.
Or it could be a case where it's 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. your time, and 10 p.m. his time.
Oh,
and then
Scott said, "Look, he said I will set my alarm to fit in with Shane, so we'll figure it out.
We'll sort something out. I'm glad. I like that.
We'll sort something out, man. But Scott been supporting me and supporting Vlog and even Fats Classic. And Fats Classic said he got some gear for us too, man. As far as yeah, so that's gonna be good. But this Saturday is gonna be crazy. This Saturday is gonna be crazy.
Make sure you look in.
Yeah,
we're gonna actually have this times that you should be on it, so you don't have to wait for the notifications. And Jeff will be early as well. He won't be late.
We're gonna put. I'll be on CPT time sometimes, but I can't afford to this Saturday. I really can't afford to. So Saturday is gonna be absolutely crazy. Bunch of fights. Richard said, "Good people, good conversation." That's all we trying to bring to the table, bro. And the thing is, Richard, what other channel you gonna come to where you gonna be able to get your comments off other than here and not get, even if you say something crazy, we're gonna make you either explain it or we're gonna make you sit there
and learn,
explain to you why it's crazy and for you to learn. But I think the one thing that I'm most proud of when it comes down to this channel is very few times do we get someone ignorant on here.
Yeah, I've rarely seen that. Like
It
you have
literally,
like an
yeah,
intelligent fan base.
yeah. Like I really don't see it, and we have a really intelligent base here. And the thing is, and it's always been like that. It's always
Always.
been like that.
I was gonna
So like,
say, bro, I'm not going to lie. We're gonna. I mean, you can stay on, but I'd have to come off. It's 2
no,
p.m.
I'm
2
getting ready
a.m.
to end it in a second. I'm getting ready to end it in a second, bro. The only time people get ignorant is when Blunt is in the comment section of my video.
No,
And
Blunt is fantastic. Blunt is so funny though.
Blunt, and that's Boxing First Vlog for the people that don't know, but he was the blunt truth in the comment section when I first started my channel. That's my bro. I talked to Shane the most, but second would be Boxing First Vlog. Stay Ready Boxing has put $2 in the bank. We appreciate you. Gotta go, but salute. We got Smoke City Mobcast tonight. I'm definitely jumping on there, bro. I'm definitely jumping on that live to check you out. Scott said Vlog is a legend. He is definitely a fucking legend. Like that man funny as shit. He is funny as hell. But yo, this was a great live, man. We are going on 2 hours strong. I'm definitely gonna have to chop this one up in. This might be a top 10 highlights. But big shout out to everybody that was on this live, man. We really appreciate it. But Jamel Charlo, Luis Neri, Danny Roman, Brandon Figueroa, Bradis Dorcos,
Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor. We got so many fights, man. So many fights going down this Saturday. Definitely be tapped into the channel this Saturday. And we will be live tomorrow talking Josh Taylor. We do have a guest tomorrow. Am I correct, Shane?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
we got a guest lined up for tomorrow. So we're not gonna hold Shane no longer. It's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning where he's at. So Shane, appreciate you being on. They should already know, but give them your social media real quick before you roll.
I'm Shane 1.
I am _Shane 1 on all social media. Hold on, we got one more. 77B Weston, bro. You the best. I appreciate you, bro. I don't remember seeing you before, but subscribe and follow us so you can be on here more often. But on that, go ahead, Shane.
Now I was gonna say, and then you get your obviously once you're in more often, you just literally get your comments read out. Just literally vibe with us.
Yeah, get your comments off and all of that. But listen, man, on behalf of G5 Jeff TV and VP Shane, we are out. Appreciate you.